Okay, I got a bag. I just only went through half of that bag. Okay, let's see. I got a lot of them sitting down here. I don't want to drop what I'm showing onto the ones below, but I don't want to keep reaching into the bag every time, so here we go. The edges are kind of crude on this one, although it does look like a finished piece, just with crude edges. That happens sometimes. Broken off stem, broken off blade. One barb is intact, everything else has got damage to it. This edge on this side is not finished. But this edge looks like it had some work. It might be finished. I can't tell. I can't tell how that was broken off. If it was part of the original preform or broken after it was made. There's some thinning flakes going up into the body from the notch. See that? That looks like percussion work. Percussion thinning into the notch area. That's what it looks like to me. This type of material, I've got some of this. This looks heat treated to me. Yeah. It looks like it may be a bandy type or something similar. But yeah. I've got some of this stuff. It heat treats very nicely. In the raw state, it's kind of dull. So yeah, I don't know what happened to this. It looks like it's well used or worn or something. It just looks weird to me. I don't know if that's broken in manufacture, made strangely but still used, or what. It doesn't look like the edges are developed at all. So I don't think it's a finished point. Yeah. Preform. I don't know why it broke. Nice little barb on this one. Looks like impact damage. So these edges are finished and they are spiky and a little bit sharp, but they're not like, well refined like this one here. You know what I mean? Still got some deltas on there, still got some dull spots. Although this one looks pretty good on this side. It's still not as refined as the other one. It does not look resharpened to me. It's like a peternalis looking thing. Yeah, it looks like high quality chert, broken in manufacture. The edges do not look finished. Oh, let's see. Stem might be finished, although it's pretty short, but that's okay. Percussion flakes. Preliminary thinning looks like on this side for the notches, for that notch anyway. Very short stem. I think that's a notch on this side and on that side. But this is a very wide area here. Strange break. Maybe it has a bandy type stem to it. Heat damage. Resharpening. Looks like percussion resharpening. Kind of crude. Something you probably would hold in. I would probably hold this in my hand and not haft it. Let's see. Probably a preform on this one. Yeah. Percussion preform. I don't see any pressure looking retouch. Some nasty steps on it. Probably discarded in manufacture. Heat damage. I don't know, edges, I don't know if they look done or not. Some of these will have very deep pressure flakes, and they're left in as serrations. Yeah, because the edge is sharp, so it's probably a finished point with just very large pressure flakes for the serrations. Resharpened, a little bit of a bevel, a little bit of twisting going on. I think the edge wood has the concave bases. It looks like an edge wood. Let's see, another one with large pressure flakes to create serrations, and it looks like a finished point. Yeah, edges are sharp. But highly jagged, I would say. Nice flaking. Although I'm sure they weren't concerned about that part, just as long as it was thin enough. Got some inclusions on this one, although it looks like they didn't care. It does look like a finished edge. It's just broken up. It looks like a finished point, just smashed up. Yeah, because even that inclusion there is sharp on the edge. It does have a dull spot right at the tip, but other than that, it's sharp around the other sides. Now these could be indirect percussion flakes and not pressure flakes to create these deep serrations. But it looks like very heavy pressure to me. And some of these pieces look heat treated. Like this one could be heat treated or it could be raw, I don't know. But to get long, nice flakes with no stepping, I would heat it up. Heat up the material so that I could get that effect without stepping in the middle. You know, what the effect meaning the large serrations. Being able to put in large serrations and thin at the same time without step fracturing it. I would heat treat it. This one, I don't know. Percussion thinning, I don't see much evidence of pressure. Yeah, it does not look finished to me, so I would say broken in manufacture. This one does look like a finished point. It's very bold flaking. Pretty material. Edge is very sharp in some areas. Yeah. It looks like a finished point. Yeah, again with the deep serrations and heavy pressure or percussion flaking to put in those serrations. Yeah, very sharp. Yeah, banged up little paternalis looking thing. This one I don't know, but if I were to guess, it looks like an Ensor to me. Impact fracture. That Burin looking thing on the side tells me impact. Little ding on the ear. Tiny, tiny. Easily hafted to a small diameter foreshaft. Nice sharp edges. Well, on this one anyway. This side has a nice sharp edge. Little heat damage point. So yeah, I could put a bunch of these together in one bag. These with the deep serrations. Or I should say bold serrations. They're not deep into the edge, but they're bold. I could probably put a bunch of those together. Yeah, impact damage, it looks like. So yeah, a bunch of these have bold serrations, bold flaking between the serrations. I think that's how I should characterize it. Bold flaking between the serrations. And I'll figure out what the point type is. Right? Various materials. Let's see. Yeah, so archaeologists do this too. They look for similarities and patterns. They'll put them together as a group and call it something. But these may be already identified as something. They may have already gone through this process with this particular type and called it something. Know what I mean? Okay. Let's get some of these out of the way. Now, some of these types in Texas are known for being made from heat-treated material. I think Bandy is one of them. I'm not sure. I'll look that up. But there are some types that have been shown conclusively to be made from heat-treated stuff, but others not so conclusive. So I'm guessing on a lot of these. Just to be fair, I am guessing. If I say heat treated or not, I'm guessing. Alright. I think this is going to be the last video for today. I'm starting to get really sleepy. And I'll mess up my explanations if I'm really sleepy. Alright. Zoom in. So I'll just show these. I won't explain too much. I think I've gone through a bag of these types already. All these edges are sharp. But still crude, but they look finished. Heat damage. Yeah, if it was just broken off with a slight stem, it would be hard to figure out what these are, but I think that these are a type that I haven't looked up. I'll find out what they are. These are all very similar. Now, what is that? I don't know what that is. Still feels kind of sharp, so it just might be calcium deposits and not grinding. Yeah, a lot of these. I think Abasolo is like this, right? I don't know. Yeah, blade up here, stem down here. Crude edges, but they look finished. Just broken on impact. Little bitty indentation on the base. Very common percussion flaking mistake. Very little pressure work. This one could have been made entirely with percussion. Yeah, looks like this one is made entirely with percussion. This one looks like it has some pressure work done on it. Same type. Apparently same type of point with different manufacturing techniques. Isn't that something? So, well, it's hard to tell. So sometimes the percussion flakes will look like pressure flakes if the percussion is done very carefully. Yeah. A lot of these look like percussion bifaces. Finished out with percussion. Very little pressure. This one got a little bit of a twist to it. I keep going off camera. Edges are not straight. Well, that one is. But that one is not. So it seems to be fairly common to have one edge all wonky and one edge okay. As long as one edge is okay, it's okay. Nice material. I wish I had a bunch of this stuff. But yeah, it looks like just solid percussion work, and that's it. It'd be interesting for me to try doing one of these only with percussion. Maybe a little pressure on the tip. I don't have a tip on one of these. But if these were done only with percussion, you can make a bunch of them in a short period of time. Bunch of projectiles points in a very short period of time. If it's all percussion work, Yep, yep. Yeah, classic. Very common percussion mistakes. Irregular edges, but still looks like they were used, hafted, and broken in impact. Now, do you need a lot of projectiles when hunting? Actually, no, not really. So, an argument could be made that these were war points, right? You need to make a whole bunch quickly, and nothing fancy. Maybe you want to retrieve some of them so you don't put barbs on them, you just pull them back out. And retrieve some of these. Yeah, if you wanted to make a bunch of ammunition, make these for sure. Yeah, I mean that's just a percussion flake right on the edge there, with no retouch. Still some cortex left, like, and something like that can be removed so easily with pressure, but they didn't, so it could all be percussion work. This is an impact fracture looking thing. Yeah, both sides. And I would say heft it up to that point. So heft it up to the bottom of this, or the termination point. Yeah, I would say it was hefted that high. That's a very severe impact. And yeah, you can go, the flake can travel under the hafting. Although, I think that would be enough to haft it as well. With that termination happening right above the hafting glue or whatever. Let's see, almost 3/4 of an inch or 18 millimeters. 3/4 is enough for hafting, in my view. Well, but of course it could be wrapped higher than that, and that flake just traveled underneath the hafting. Okay. All right, we're not 30 minutes yet. Okay, so let's see. So those are all in the same bag. All right, what do we have here? There's a bunch of little notes. I think these are early triangulars. I'm going to take time to do these separately. The early triangulars are very well made as far as edge work. The blade work, not so much, but the edge work is extremely well made and extremely sharp in many cases. Which to me is a kind of an odd combination. They didn't worry too much about the blades, but the edges are extremely sharp. Okay. I don't know. These are, look like, I don't know. What are these? I have no idea what these are. Wow, those are some wide, deep notches. Very strange. Okay. This almost looks like a Frio here. Edges are not that well refined, but looks like some pressure work. Nice and sturdy. Looks like projectile points for sure. Yeah, I don't know what these are. These bases look way too big. Unless they're Carlsbad or something. There's an impact fracture looking thing there. Very nice material. Feels heat treated. Yeah, nice quality stuff. Bold flaking on the serrations. Nice thinning on the stems. Symmetrical, yeah. So yeah, projectile points. Looks like all of them. Nice pressure retouch on that side anyway. Flipped it over and did some on the other side. No twist though. Interesting. Definitely percussion thinning. Heavy percussion thinning. As opposed to light percussion. Yeah, difficult material to work with on this one. Yeah, because it's different in consistency. This is a nice material on this side, but this stuff here, never mind the chalkiness. That's probably just deposit from age. Well, I don't know. It might be part of the cortex, but I doubt it. It looks like a definite impact. So it was hafted, even when it's looking like it's very thick and difficult to haft. It looks like it was hafted. Yeah, that's I haven't seen this before, so this is a treat. Very wide and deep notches, almost like a Frio if it was smaller. Asymmetrical. Yeah, I don't see any dings, so that it looks like they hafted it that way. With asymmetrical ears. Oh no, let me see. No, there probably is a ding there. Some of that ear has been taken off, it looks like. Good possibility. So it probably was a little bit longer. It does look like pressure for the notching, but you never know. It could be punch work. Yeah, bold flaking between the serrations on this one too. Slight bit of twist near the tip. Very nice little stem. Yeah, some fast notching there without much refinement. Yeah, not much refinement on that point, but very effective. Edges are very sharp. Yeah, very sharp edges. Especially the points, the deltas are sharp. All right, we're getting toward the end of the time limit. So, I don't know, let's see. This looks like a Nolan. I might put it in the other bag. Yeah, no notes on it. Kind of crude retouch. I can't tell if it's pressure or percussion. That'd be pretty good if it was all percussion retouch, right? Yeah, classic percussion napping on the stems, yeah. On this one anyway. It might even be scrunched in a little bit. Yeah, I'll put these with the other Nolans. see. Yeah, bunches of heat damage. Ooh, this got a nice little tip on it. I think these were put together because they were complete tips. No, it's all random. Okay. All right, we'll look at this one and that'll be it for this particular segment. Nice little needle tip. I can't figure out. This is not a Nolan looking base, so, or stem. I don't know what that is. Just resharpen, put a little tip on it. Looks like a little dart point. Just resharpen quickly. I don't think it's a graver, you know, to incise something. It just looks like a resharpened projectile point, to me anyway. And it does look like some pressure flaking for the stem and for the constriction here. But bold flaking on the blade, creating some serrations. Nice and sharp. Yeah, nice and sharp. All right. That's it for now.